Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another YouTube video on the old Little Level Ups YouTube channel. Let's see what we got here for our Pick 1 Pack 1. So we got a few options here. We got Soul Transfer, which is definitely a decent card. Selfless Samurai, Spirited Companion, Twisted Embrace, all pretty reasonable. There is two black removal spells here, which both kind of have their merits, honestly. Like, this one obviously could be a 2-for-1. This one can be bought back for value and has enchantment synergies, picking up with your, your geothermal commies and your season of renewals and such. It's gonna be one of those, I think. I would like to start in black if I can. I think I'm gonna take the Soul Transfer. I think it's got like slightly higher upside. It's also cheaper, right? It's also exile, which matters for some amount of things. So I'll just take that. If I wasn't gonna take that, I think I would take the Twisted Embrace second, with like Companion third and Selfless Samurai as a a close fourth, along with the specialists. I think these two cards are around the same tier, but Spirit Companion is just like the better 2-drop, which is weird because there's way more words on this card than there are in this card, and usually the ones with more words win out, but not in this case, I don't think. All right, what are we gonna get next here? We get a Silver Fur Master and a Michiko's Reign of Truth. Both these cards are awesome, really great. This is obviously a little bit more narrow. Shovels us into ninjas, but that's not a place I mind being funneled into. There's Flame Discharge, which I think is an okay removal spell in the right deck if you're like low to the ground mono red with Iron Apprentices specifically. That's a really nice home for that. Where you're like, you naturally modify your creature early. The Iron Apprentice gets a counter on it. That being said, what do we take here? I definitely have an affinity for ninjas. That's something that, my last draft video was ninjas as well. We might just take that. I think another thing that pushes me to want to take that is I think that white, I would prefer not to start in white. Not that I think white is bad. I think it's just like one of the lesser colors, so it's like a little bit of a tiebreaker here. Obviously, we don't have to play black-white, and this card is going to be good in like, white-blue or white-green or whatever. But I think I'm going to take this as kind of like one of the more supported decks, and a deck I am like, I have a lot of enjoyment drafting as well. All right, what do we get here? Just a Moon Circuit Hacker, I suppose. There's Otawara, which is fine. This is actually like my last draft. There's also Restoration Specialist, which I think is pretty bad, honestly. There's a lot of times where this card can go off, and you're like, oh, wow, your opponent really did something with that. A lot of times also they just cast on turn 5. They're getting beaten down. It's a 3-4 for 5. It's not that impactful, and it's just like, it's an expensive card. The bar for expensive card is pretty high. There's a Suzu's Many Journey, which is good, but I'm not going to take that over Moon Circuit Hacker here. Pretty equivalent cards, honestly, these two. Maybe Circuit Hacker being a little bit better, but obviously with our Ninja Start, we're just taking this. All right, with our Ninja Start, where do we go from there? We either take a Prosperous Thief, a Network Disruptor, or a Modern Age. All great cards. All cards I would love to have in our deck here. You could just default to take the cheapest one, which is Network Disruptor. That's certainly a reasonable thing to do. It's also an artifact for our Soul Transfer, which is something that Blue-Black has a little bit of a problem with, although so is Prosperous Thief, technically. So this is pretty interesting. I think I want to just take the Network Disruptor. It's really close between these three. I think Modern Age is a better card if you don't have ninja stuff in your pile. Like, it plays well with ninjas, but it also plays well with other stuff too. Whereas, like, Network Disruptor is a card that I find cutting from a lot of decks myself, because it's like, there's not a lot of... So sometimes if you don't have a lot of ninjas, this is just like a 1-mana 1/1 flyer, which just like isn't super impactful. So you really want to be aware of your actual ninja count when you're going to take this card. And since we're already pushed towards that a little bit, I like taking the Disruptor over the Modern Age. All right, here we can either take Infiltrator or Iron Apprentice. Both are reasonable. Again, this is another artifact for this, which matters. It's a 1-drop for Moon Circuit Hacker. Pretty close. This is a pretty decent card in the Ninja deck. Just like Evasive Creature, can pump, good in the late game. This does tie us a little bit to specifically Blue-Black. If we're taking blue card, black card, blue card, black card. I think Iron Apprentice is like replaceable enough, though, in Blue-Black specifically, that I'm just going to take a flyer, no pun intended, on the flyer here, and be happy with that. Okay, now we've got another Moon Circuit Hacker or a Clawing Torment. I'm going to take the other Moon Circuit Hacker. I like Clawing Torment in these decks quite a bit. There's also Synthesizer and Kami's Flare, and I've been on a bit of a red kick. I've actually really liked the red decks lately. Kind of wish we started there, to be honest, but we'll just take a second Moon Circuit Hacker and be pretty happy with that. All right, now we get the option of Tamiyo's Completion or Searchlight Companion. I'm just going to jam Searchlight Companion. I cannot sing the praises of this card highly enough. It goes so well in a ninja deck, pretty good in any artifact deck, pretty just, good in general. So I'll just grab that. Put it in the pile. Good with our ninjas already. Get a suit up. Another kind of sleeper for the old ninja deck here. Really nice one. Dragon Spark Reactor still in the pack, as it should be. And what do we have? Song Shaper? Cyber Trespassers? Chances I dip back into red for like red blue or something. I think fairly low. But I also think I don't care too much about Cyber Trespassers, so I'll just take this. Maybe there's a world where all those red cards come back around. I doubt it, but you never know what's gonna happen. All right, we got a Planar Incision, Explosive Entry. Not much here. Just grab the Planar Incision. I've played this card very minimally. Sometimes when I've got like a good number of Enter the Battlefield effects or sagas as my 23rd playable, because I'm like, okay, well, my 23rd card isn't that good. At least this has like some extremely minor synergies. But it's not a card I hope to play. Okay, take a Brute Suit. Brute Suit makes the cut some of the time, especially if you've got Okiba Reckoner Raids. Can definitely be pretty good. All right, a bunch of medium to bad ninja type cards here. We'll just take the Kami. Again, another like, okay, could make your deck as a 23rd card, but so much of the time, I think that the concept of the 23rd card is a little bit outdated, honestly. Like, I feel like so much of the time you're making tough cuts rather than tough includes. It's rare that I'm like, all right, I guess I'll play this Junker, right? Maybe I can get a card's worth of value out of it. But it's more like, oh man, like, what is my, out of these 4 awesome cards, which one am I not going to get to put in my deck? All right, what do we open up here? Well, we see a Blossom Prancer, which is fantastic. I don't think we're going to take it here, though. I think we're just going to be pretty happy with the Reckoner Raid. Oh, there's also a Silver Fruit Master. I kind of glossed over that, to be quite honest. So which one do we take? Man, so there's always the idea of like, oh, you wheel the gold card, right? Like, if nobody's, it's more likely you wheel the gold card. I just don't think that happens these days. I think the gold cards are so enticing that it just, people like them. People like to take them. And I think just the fact that if you get multiples of these, it's really sicko. Multiples of these also sicko. So this is a really tough pick. Both these cards are awesome. I think like the nod here I'm going to give is like this might disincentivize somebody from, getting further into ninjas if that's already somewhere they were thinking of going. So it's like not even that concrete of a reason why, I suppose. But when the pick is that close, you kind of, give the nod to it for like small things like that. And I could see Okiba Reckoner Raid just being the right pick there, right? Just like it's cheaper, it does its thing slightly more often. But I think like it's early enough in the draft where we can be like, all right, like really max on this, really. Obviously, we're gonna take ninjas anyways, but really make sure that this is giving +1/+1 to a lot of our creatures. Okay, now what do we take? There's Ghost Shintai, which I think is pretty bad to medium. There's Papercraft Decoy, which is a card I don't absolutely hate. It's okay with ninjas. Pick it up, draw a card if you got enough mana. So I think I'm just gonna take that. Undercity Scrounger is a card I hate. I think this card is really, really bad. I think the 1/4 does not line up particularly well in the format against, like, number one, Ninjas wants to attack, not block, and this is a blocking creature, not an attacking creature. So I'm just going to take the 2-drop here. Also, another artifact for our Soul Transfer. We're actually kind of higher on artifacts now than enchantments, right? Yeah, we got 4 artifacts, 3 enchantments, although there is one here. Man, if we open this, I would be so down for this. So down for taking the Kami War. One of these draft videos, we'll get around to that. But in our Focus Ninja deck, we're just going to take another Ninja. Be super happy with that. And now, now we're at the point, one of the things when you're drafting the Ninja deck is that you kind of want to make sure you balance your enablers and payoffs, right? So, Network Disruptor is an enabler, a good one. Searchlight Companion's an enabler, a good one. These two are, mid-tier to bad-ish enablers if you're counting Papercraft Decoy. And then now we got a lot of payoffs. So now I'm going to, when faced with the decision of, another payoff or an enabler, I'm probably going to take an enabler. That being said, we're just going to take Kami of Terrible Secrets here. This card's awesome. We're not that far off from enabling it. You really want 6 of each before you can really, comfortably put this card in your deck and have it draw a card. But, we're not that far in the draft. We're only halfway, and I think it's pretty reasonable. All right, another enabler. Pretty happy about that. It's not a top-tier enabler, but an enabler is an enabler, I think it's unlikely this Brute Suit makes the cut anymore. We could come back in. I'm not saying it won't be something we want. And it is an artifact, of course. But I think that without a bunch of Okiba Reckoner Raids, I'm a little bit less into it. You often want Brute Suit when you've got 1-drops that kind of outstay their welcome. And you can turn them into a real card with Brute Suit. Or you've got like kind of foddery creatures like Virus Beetle or the Companion, the 1/1 enchantment creature that draws a card, so that you're like, okay, I've got a utility creature that, you know, has done something when it's entered or has outstayed its welcome. You know, maybe the token off this, which is a reason to do that. And then you're like, okay, Brute Suit up my my small things. Turn them into relevant things again. All right, another good enabler. We'll take that over removal spell, over Dokuchi Silencer, which, and Covert Technician are not particularly good cards in the Ninja deck. Modern Age definitely is, though. It's a great one. All right, this pack, not doing us any favors, really. Nothing we would like to put in our deck. Is there anything I can conceivably see making our deck? Not Future Sentinel, I can tell you that. Take the old Grease Fang as a rare draft? Take some gems? Hey, sure, why not? Alright, now we get Dokuchi Silencer, Crab, and Ninja's Kunai. I'm just going to take the Ninja's Kunai. Again, just like, you know, a testament to how medium to bad I think this card is. Whereas, like, Kunai is, you know, a reasonable card, especially in a deck where you are pressuring pretty early. Ninja's Kunai, you know, you appreciate the 3 damage to the face, essentially, and it's just a reasonable interaction spell. Shrine Steward with nothing to get currently. Or another Inkrise, or another Moonfolk. I think I take the Moonfolk, because, like, these get a little bit awkward in multiples. You just don't have the mana to, you know, the second one of these on the battlefield definitely gets a little bit awkward. You know, but essentially one of them is going to be a 3/4, the other one's just going to sit around as a 1/2, which isn't the worst by any means, but I think I'm just going to give the nod to that. All right, end of the packs here. Not doing us too many favors. We take the March, another rare draft. Get those gemmies. All right, take Immobilizer Mech as a card that hope stays on the board. Yeah, a bunch of nothings here. Guess I take a Moonsnare prototype. Not too picky about what we pick up in these last packs. Pretty happy with how this is going so far. I don't think black is like all that open, to be honest, but that's okay because I think blue is reasonably open. And as long as you compare, like, that's the thing. You never have to be at the actual most open seat at the table. Or sorry, I should say your seat doesn't have to have the most open colors, or, you know, these colors don't have to be the most open at your table. You just have to have a good draft deck. You kind of just have to be like in one of the most open colors and then pair them with powerful cards of another color, like Genji. We'll take Genji here. I think that's a pretty respectable card, you know. I think that Kami of Terrible Secrets would be fine here as well, as, you know, I think we're just about at that threshold where I'm happy to play a second, but we'll slam our Mythic Dragon here. Kind of funny. Yeah, so I think we're going to see good blue cards this pack. Oh, we might see good black cards this pack too. Who knows? But, you know, whatever. I'm thrilled with where our deck is currently. All right, now we see a Prosperous Thief, a Patchwork Automaton. Artifact count's not high enough quite for Patchwork Automaton. Yeah, you want like 10, 11 for this card to be pretty good. It's mostly a red card, I would say, a red aggressive card. It's good with all like the 1-drop artifacts, Rabbit Battery. It's really good with the 1-mana 2/2 that returns to your hand end of turn. I think we're just going to take the Prosperous Thief, though, over Lethal Exploit. We are a little bit lacking interaction. I don't need a ton of interaction in my Ninja deck. We've got, like, what, Soul Transfer, Ninja Kunai, Disruptor. So, like, you know, if we were absolutely, like, absolute zero, there's a argument for Lethal Exploit, but I think just taking another Ninja is good. Again, like I mentioned in one of the previous packs, I do definitely want more enablers here. Like, we picked up a few in that last pick, but now we are heavier on payoffs, lower on enablers. So we'd like to shift that balance a little bit. And now we can take either Assassin's Ink or Prowler or Moon Circuit Hacker, right? Like, these are all options. I think pick one, pack one, I would take the Prowler. But because we've got a lot of really good ninjas, and like I said, we would like one good interaction spell, I do think I'd take the Assassin's Ink here. I think this is a better card earlier, but late when we're like, our deck, we kind of know what our deck does and doesn't have. I think Assassin's Ink is what we want. We might even wheel the Prosperous Thief, or sorry, not Prosperous Thief, the other Moon Circuit Hacker for lucky. All right, now we get a Dokuchi Silencer, or sorry, Dokuchi Shadow Walker. Probably not going to play it. We just have better ninjas to play, but there's nothing else here I'm super interested in. This is not a deck, you know, ninjas being like a beatdown deck isn't a deck that wants kind of a card draw effect, so it's not something we're interested in. Let's put that on the board. Mech, also not a card we're interested in. We are very interested in a Behold the Unspeakable, though, I will say. Even, so, you know, one of the things is I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know after playing with this card a bunch of times that you should almost always play this card. In fact, always play this card if you can cast it. But I know there's some thought of like, oh, you're like an aggressive deck, you're a beatdown deck. Do you want a 5-mana card that's like kind of defensive? number one, the card is just like powerful enough that you should play this even if you're more aggressive leaning. But number two, it actually is a good aggressive card in a better, like, it's a great aggressive card in a kind of subtle way, because the -2 when it comes down means your opponent doesn't have good blocks, right? Your opponent can't trade off often. So like, that's nice. And then obviously draw 2, no deck will turn down drawing cards if it's at a good enough price. And then the flyer gets in there too. So, all right, Colony of Terrible Secrets. Where are you at? Artifact 5, Enchantment 5. I don't think I want the second one here, but do I want second Kunai is the question. Probably not. I don't think I need completion. I think Kunai is a slightly better interaction spell. Although that might shift with a first Kunai. Yeah, I think I'm going to take completion here. I don't love this card, but I think it's clunky-ish removal spells get better when you're pressuring. Because like you go like 2-drop, 3-drop removal spell rather than set up my early turns, have to cast my 4-drop removal spell and their 2-drop that's beating me down, right? You're more comfortable casting kind of a clunky removal spell like this when you've already established a board presence, which our deck is going to be pretty good at. Whereas like, you know, a blue-green deck potentially, a little bit slower one, wouldn't like this card as much. Okay, we're getting infinite Moon Circuit Hackers. We'll take them all. Don't mind it. Didn't pick up any more enablers like I was hoping to, like any more of these guys, but that's all right. Patchwork, still not good enough. Just take another lethal exploit. I'm going to play the second one, but all right. So we're pretty happy with what's going on here. Yeah, we're not sad at all. I can't complain about this top end here. I would like structurally, like I said, like this to be changed a little bit, shifting towards the enablers rather than the payoffs. But you know, I'm nitpicking at that point. Wow, we just got yet another Moon Circuit Hacker. So I actually think I take Iron Apprentice here. Because now we're like super, super high on enchantments. And we do want an artifact for the Kami. And also, we would like a 1-drop for our Moon Circuit Hackers. It's not the worst card if it just like dies and you put a counter on this. Or you put a counter on whatever your Puzzle Maker. And some amount of the time it does get in. So I think I'll probably play that over... what's our worst card here? Could be Lethal Exploits. Could be a Papercraft Decoy. Could be, well, it's one of those. It could just be the Iron Apprentice, honestly. That I could see that being true. All right, so we're ending this draft. We got 5 Moon Circuit Hackers, and for anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure this is not. I'm sure there's gonna be somebody out there who doesn't know this. In Limited, you can play as many copies of a common as you get. In Constructed, the 4 of rule exists, but in Limited, not a thing. So we'll play 6. We'll play 7 of these. Now, what is our actual cut here? Okay, let us actually, yeah, let's take out the old Iron Apprentice. I think that's probably not the card we want. And what's the other cut? I guess we could cut a land. We've got 2 really good 5-drops though. Yeah, I'm in for cutting a land here. I think that like we can operate pretty well on 3 mana, and the Moon Circuit Hackers also help us just like find lands, as does the Modern Age. So I think we're actually okay. And this really costs like 3, not 4. So yeah. You know, we're going to want to cast our Behold and our Jinji as often as possible on curve. But you know what? I think that the times that we don't end up drawing those cards, we're going to appreciate having 1 fewer lands. All right, in our first round here, it's Tron 1686. We're currently in Diamond. The season reset yesterday. So let's see if we can do a little bit of a ranking up here. Okay, opening hand is solid, I would say. I can't complain about the Mythic Dragon. I guess my thoughts are just... the hesitation of my voice mostly comes from the fact that we've got double Moon Circuit Hacker on the draw, which is never something you love. On the play, has a decent chance of getting 1 loot in. On the draw, not so much, and especially when an opponent plays a Fang of Shigeki, but it's all good. Get in. Play Juka Naturalist. Okay, so now we're actually definitely more of the defense here. Being on the play, or being on the draw, opponent having 1 into 2 with Jukai Naturalist, I think it's more likely that we're going to want to trade off here. I think it's just unlikely this gets in. So maybe characterizing us as the, you know, as the not the beatdown, maybe isn't strictly correct, but that's one of the things in Limited, right? You're often shades of beatdown. You're often not like, oh, clearly I'm the beatdown or not the beatdown, right? It's more just like, you're like kind of the beatdown, kind of, sorta. All right, they get it for 3. Which we're actually pretty okay with here. Because now what we get to do is we're going to pass the turn. We're just going to suit up. I could equip the Kunai, right? That's certainly something I could do. And then just go for the kill the naturals, but then they get in for 4, and that's not something I'm like super excited about. The downside of this, of course, is if they draw a instant speed way to fight here. And that's a pretty big blowout. But you know what? I'm really willing to take that risk, essentially. All right, cool. Didn't happen. Got a nice little 2-for-1 there. We draw a land. Okay, we're going to kunai up the hacker. Play another hacker? Question mark? Well, thing is, I probably am not going to be blocking with this thing. So I think I'm just going to pass here. Because I think there's a chance that this gets into a hit later. Yep. Let us block the Fang and shoot the Preserver. Yeah, chance this gets punished somehow, but then we've got a giant mythic dragon. So can only go so wrong, right? I imagine if they're this one to make trades, they might have like a season of renewal. Could be something what's happening here. Yep, looking in their grave. Looks like that might be it. Yeah, they get their Preserver. All right, that's fine. Yep, that's okay. So now, Dragon time. Boom. All right, beat that opponent. Ooh, a Seiju. All right, the race is on. Luckily, Jinji also has Menace, so we can attack past Beseiju, but, you know, we're not going to be able to get them down to 0 before they actually can kill us, or before this Beseiju flips. All right, there is that second awkward Inkrise Infiltrator I was talking about, so I think what I'm going to do is just get in, and I think we just want to draw a card here and replay our Genji here. Yes, we're not racing. Like, it you know, deals less damage, but I do think we want to be digging deeper into our deck to find some interaction. Because we're just not going to be able to pressure fast enough to, you know, punish them for... Not even punish them, but we're not going to be able to race fast enough where this isn't going to be an issue. This Beseiju is going to be part of this game, whether we like it or not. Prosperous Thief is pretty sweet, actually, because now we get an artifact for our Kami of Terrible Secrets. So let's get in... Or, you know what? Let's not get in. Let's go Infiltrator. Infiltrator. And next turn we can get in with this. Oh! I was thinking way too far ahead. I went, okay, no, I'm not going to get in this with this in Prosperous Thief. And then I shortcutted to, well, that should mean I just don't attack. So, they should be a 19, obviously, here. Alright, the Intercessor's Arrest. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Alright. Yeah, now we're in a rough spot. Oh, also, yeah, this entire last turn was not good for us. Because I don't know what I was thinking. These aren't going to be able to get in because this has reach. So they should probably be at a lower life total, and I should probably played something else. Is the long and short of it. We do get to do this though. It's pretty nice. Yep. Do that. We ninja in. Or I guess at this point we don't even need to. I think the 3 points is going to be relevant in getting this into play. Yep. This. Draw a card. Ooh, okay. That's, that definitely helps. That definitely helps. Yeah, they bash with that. We will... what do we do? What is the move? What is the move? Just do this. Yeah, I think that seems... Alright, so we have to contend with this Giganto creature for the rest of the game. 2 Giganto creatures, at least. This Tanuki's not terribly large. Alright, let's loot with Modern Age. Yep, pitch that. And we're just going to cast this and cast this. So we've got some stats on the board now. It's not anything massive, but it is enough to contend with what they're doing here. Like, we have an okay double block on this. Yikes. So what do? I said we had an okay double block, but I'm immediately realizing that maybe I'm downplaying the severity of our situation. We could do this. That's still very similar. So our out here is like Tamiyo's completion or a removal spell. We'll hold to be okay too. So we could probably just chump this turn, take one. Jump here, block. Okay, that's the plan. Yep. That's an era. All right, that's the last card in their hand. I don't absolutely hate our position. Draw Searchlight Companion. That's pretty nice. Oh, there's the completion. Okay. So we're in this game. We are in this game. So we're going to be able to complete the branch. Let's just do that now. And, yeah, we can't really attack because they have a lifelinker. They're going to be able to peck in for one, which is annoying, but. All right, we got some pretty good draws, honestly. Behold, obviously great. Ooh, another Tanuki. Yikes. I guess we can still trade with that. 1, 2, 3. We do need to draw. No, we don't need to draw land. That's not true. All right, we take it. We do have a 2/3 coming off, so it ain't so bad. We're gonna play this land because we don't have any more Modern Ages, and we can pump the Infiltrator twice. All right, here we go. This becomes a large enough creature to block the Tanuki cleanly, actually. I think we're going to take a few more points from this Fang. Because this Vector Glider is holding back these. Oh, sorry, this, I should say. I mean, so is this, but if this Infiltrator goes away, pretty annoying. Whereas, like, the Fang we can deal with other ways. Just jamming, eh? Alright, pump. Pump. Seems pretty good for us. I don't know, maybe they have something in hand that makes this really bad for us, but we just get to eat all their creatures? Do they have, like, the restoration that brings back all their enchantments? No? What? What the heck? Yeah? Sure? That was very strange. I'm not sure what the opponent's plan is here. Maybe they have, like, the Avenger, the 6 power thing that just bashes us for 1,000,000. They would have just played that, though, or just cast it last turn. Maybe they just thought they had enough stats on board that was a fair attack. Or maybe they thought the Inkrise Infiltrator wasn't going to eat the Tanuki. Yeah, they attack for 1. We're going to draw approximately 1 billion cards here. Lethal Exploits, just -2, but... Okay, so how do we accomplish our goals, our hopes and dreams here? I think the first thing we do is... cast this. Yep. Get in. Hacker. Yep. Draw a card. Hacker. Draw a card. Okay. I mean... this is all very good stuff for us. Yep. Play a land. Play the Infiltrator. Say go. Yep, that's fine. I think we got them, folks. Yep. Okay, well... you know what I always say, we take those. We take those. We were in a really, really tough spot, but yeah, whatever. On to the next. Right, in the next round here, against another Diamond player, which means another maniac who plays, who ranks up to Diamond on the second day of the season. All right, we got a decent hand here. Our Genji once again. Again, the awkwardness a little bit of on the play Moon Circuit Hacker, but at least this time we have an enabler, so not so bad. Do.
2 hours later.
Opponent is taking a very long time here. Either they're tanking or they had to go to the washroom. I feel like it's not the first one. All right. Yeah, this might be a quick game. Let's see. Let's get in. Not sure where this is going. Draw a card. Maybe their internet crashed or something. No, player input trader. Fast turn.
One eternity later.
Yep, the timer is running down. I think this might be a non-game, folks. Sorry about that. Unfortunate to waste our drawing our dragon lunk on a non-game, but what can you do? All right, well, on to the next, I guess. All right, in with round 3 here against Tim. Yeah, that's what we like to see. On the play with a disruptor and a hacker. Love to see it. Down that island. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is, what are we gonna do? So the most mana spent this turn is, well, you know, actually no, it's a very easy prosperous thief here because this just like snowballs incredibly if it works. And you know, we're gonna get this first hit in guaranteed, and there's a good chance we get a second hit in too. So yeah, it's, you know, if they play a blocker, we get the disruptor. Yep, Weaver, that thing ain't blocking. Sorry about that, opponent. Yep, and then we just get the snowball with the network disruptor too, even if the prosperous thief doesn't get in. I'm going to, I didn't hacker that turn because I wanted to save this for a future turn, I think. Or maybe it was better just to hacker that turn, but I think getting this back, like, we'd have to ninja this back into play essentially, which I don't think is something I'm super interested in. And I said I was going to wait for an additional turn, but it's better just to play the 2-drop here. So the reason that I didn't pick this up or didn't just then wasn't so much that I didn't want to get this one. It was more that I want to keep this on the battlefield. All right, so we a really nice start here. They go Weaver into Visitor. Ooh, Behold. Always beholden, eh? Okay, so this is interesting. We could pinch the Moonstruck Hacker. I think I'm going to do that because I think we want a removal spell. I also think that we want a our Behold for sure. Yeah, and are we going to be beholding? I think it's unlikely. Or sorry, Tammy was completing. Yeah, I think it's kind of unlikely. I think I would prefer to just pump here. All right. Make a treasure. Although, you know, the reason the Tammy is complete is because we have the Behold the Unspeakable. So if we draw land, we just get to just do it right away. Or sorry, we get to get the 5 cards here. Then again, with Tammy's completion, we could also just do that on our in response to the trigger on our turn. Okay, so yeah, now we're gonna go Behold. In. Yep. Again, we're not going to get the full effect of this, but I think we just want to get this down as soon as possible. All right, this is a good target for the completion. They could have like a safekeeping here, which would be annoying, but okay, they don't attack here, which I guess makes sense because then, well, I think I would have attacked if I was them probably. Now that I think about it, let's top 1 land. Because, like, it's not blocking. You have blockers for this one thing. All right, we draw a Calming of Terrible Secrets. So, how do we want to carry this out? I think we want to go... Let's go attacking. Yep. And we will go blocks. Ninja in Disruptor. Things do be big. Suppose I could have played land and gone for the kill here. I think with them having mana up, it's better just to keep up my interaction spells. And I'm not gonna do anything here. I could play Kami of Terrible Secrets, but I think I'm more likely to want to cast Completion. And I also want to get this disruptor down, because usually you want to hold your disruptors to like tap down a blocker. But we've got 2 interaction spells, so it should be fine here. Like if they play something, we can just you know, lethal exploit. We also just got a billion you know, a bunch of, yeah, this is fine. A bunch of flyers anyways. So they could have safekeeping here. And that would be definitely minorly annoying, because they would gain a decent amount of life. So what we can do, actually, you know, here's the sneaky play, right? The sneaky play. Okay, they tapped out, so it doesn't matter. But what I would have done, actually, if they hadn't tapped out, is I would have blocked with my network disruptor, and I would have killed my network disruptor after block, so that they don't gain life. And then we can just kill them with the flyers here. Okay. Round 3 in the bag. All right, round 4 here versus Slater. This one is sort of rough, right? I'm pretty opposed to mulliganing, as most of you might know if you watch any of my other stuff. But in our aggressive ninja deck, you kind of need a good opening hand, and like just a bunch of reactive stuff isn't good. And double Moon Circuit Hacker isn't great without enablers. This is really close. I do think I'm gonna mulligan it just because our deck is so lean. You know, it's just got so much good stuff essentially. I'm gonna bin the Moonfolk. It has the potential to mulligan to a powerful hand, right? Whereas like your average mid-range deck, it's the potential to mulligan to a better hand is often not that much better than just having an okay 7-card hand. Whereas like we do have some really busted starts we could have in our deck. All right, they are blue-whites, I believe. I can never. It's always hard to tell with these lands. I'll just cast. Could you cast Ninja? I think I'm just gonna cast Modern Age though. Draw a card, land. Unlikely that this ninja gets in, honestly, next turn. So. Golden Tail Disciple. Yep. Card, discard a card. Ooh, okay. Well, now, you know, well, obviously wish a little slight regret here. Wish I had played it, but, you know, what are you going to do? Snare Specialist. Yeah, that's all fine. Take it in. Alright, so we drew an Ink. That's pretty good. I think I'm just going to go for a block, not play anything here. I could also... Equipping the Kunai doesn't do anything right now because we can't activate it. I think we're going to go for the suit up on blocks. And if that doesn't work out, you know, if they remove our Vector Glider or something before combat, we can just kill the Golden Tail. And I'm sure, you know, they're probably a little bit suspicious is the thing, right? They know we have the Silver Fur. They know we could have equipped the Kunai, and they're kind of just like, what does this mean? What does it mean? Yeah, and that is fine. We're just gonna think their Golden Tail. They can ninja to draw a card here. That would be annoying. Okay, they don't have that. So let's just go suit up. Or sorry, not suit up. Silver Fur into Silver Fur. Pile of 3/3s here, and here you go. Terrarium. Okay, so the Terrarium means that they can get in an attack with the Specialist. They're not splashing. This could imply Tameshi in blue-white. They didn't activate. Actually, this is Sorcerer's Speed, actually, right? I still don't think I block with Kunai on the battlefield because we can just blow any interaction spell after, or any pump spell or whatever. I think they missed that this was Sorcerer's Speed. No, they didn't. They just had another ninja. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's whatever. Not a big deal at all. Okay, cool. So we go... Land is nice, because we can go attack. Oh, I suppose I maybe should have played this ninja first, because this would get in for a card. Yeah, I should have done that. That was my mistake. Because I do want to do this turn. Yep. We would have gotten an additional point. And always go 3-3. 3-3. And now we're pretty far ahead. As long as they don't have like a Wrath or something, you know, which, you know, is certainly a possibility. We know one of the cards in their hand, correct? Yeah, I'm just not blocking. Whatever. If they have Suit Up or whatever, they have Suit Up. Imperial Oath. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. But Suit Up plus Kunai means we've got pretty good blocks here still. Or pretty good attacks, I should say. And I should just attack, right? I don't think I want to play the Kunai, because they don't have good double blocks. They could put everything on one creature. And then the Suit Up doesn't attack past this. But I think it's unlikely that they do that. Ooh, well, we're going to make it so that they can't do that. So that's pretty sweet. And we'll play a land, I think. Big ol' 3-3 network disruptor. You love to see it. Yeah. Cool. Big. 7-6 ninja. Don't see those every day. I'm going to put this on one of these because if they're going to get rid of something, they might get rid of this. Like if they have an interaction spell, they bounce this or something. And then, okay, cool. So, yeah, let's just send here. Do we send the Moon Circuit Hacker? I don't think so. I think we just send the Network Disruptor, see what they're up to. Could be the DL4. Slightly surprised they haven't put a counter here. They've got something. We know that. Whatever it could be. Aiming's completion. Sure. It's not a huge deal. Weird if they didn't do it on the one with the kunai on it, though. So I'd have to activate it if I wanted to. I guess that was the card in their hand, right? Before they were like hoping that would block and they could make a trade and completion. It's a pretty sweet play. I'm just gonna block here. Don't want them to get a ninja hit in. Sunblade, sure. Ooh. We do control both an artifact and an enchantment, so let's do that. Yep. Pretty sweet. In. Play our searchlights. Looking in their grave. What does that mean? Does that just mean looking for effects that they might have missed? Could mean Brilliant Restoration, but they don't have a fourth white source. If they attack with a specialist, I just block. I think I just do that. If they want to pick up this, that's fine. We also have the Silver Fur Master, if that matters. For the Ninja Kunai activation. Alright, another Moon Snare. Bouncing Network Disruptor. So if we activate Silver Fur or the Kunai on the Moon Snare, we can get in a reasonable attack. To go tap down this thing, and Inkai's Infiltrator was a great draw too. Okay. Here we go. There's some consideration in not playing that Infiltrator, honestly. You know, and Fear of a Wrath, but I think it's just more likely they, like, draw removal spell into removal spell. And that blunts our offense. Like, removal spell into a good blocker. And we'd want the flyer in play. Oh, Invoke Justice. Wow, okay. Yeah? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what they were looking for. They found their last white source. They're going to make a really big vigilance creature here. They bounce that. Yep, they hit me for 6. Okay. Yep, it's not a big deal. Yeah, draw land. Okay, so let's get in with this. And I think we hold 2 things back here. Well, it's interesting. This blocks this, so it should be fine. So this is also just lethal next turn. And these are 2. Well, we could just choose not to block with this, I suppose. And then next turn will be lethal. Like, basically the idea is if we leave this back, we can block with it, but don't have to. But if we need to, we can, and then it's still lethal in the air, even if they get rid of our Infiltrator. So I think with that logic, I just do this. I play this. This blocks the Specialist, and we should be fine. Barring, you know, something wild. Yep, I'm just going to go block here, repump. And this seems just like a attack to attack all. Just because they can. Another Specialist. And again, yep, still lethal. A lot of Specialists in their deck. Oh, should we show them the Gingy just because? We won't do that. All right, sweet. All right, into the next round here. Pretty decent hand again. Can't complain about good 2s, decent interaction. Ooh, a red deck. I like it. Red deck in a high bracket means it's probably got some good stuff in it, or just like extremely, extremely low curve. Red-green. Ooh, that's not one you see often, actually. All right. Let's see what's up. We play a Song Shaper. So we ain't the beat down here. That's for sure. What do we want to do? So we can play Circuit Hacker to block this. We can also just lethal exploit this. This isn't getting much better than a -2, -2. The problem with Circuit Hackering is they can just Rabbit Battery here. I could also get the Modern Age into play, but I think that's not what I want to do. So we'll just pass the turn here, see what they do. Lethal exploit the Song Shaper. Some thoughts of lethal exploiting the Rabbit Battery, honestly. Because like long term, that's the one that's gonna give us maybe a little bit more trouble. But all right, that's kind of nice. They don't have anything. So I mean, I think it's unlikely to get a decent block in next turn, anyways. Then again, if they didn't play a 3, that means they probably can't like haste up a 4 or paste up a 3. Maybe they're missing a color. Maybe they just have all expensive stuff. So if that's the case, and they have all expensive stuff, we probably just want to take the turn off, quote unquote, to Modern Age here, so we can make sure we hit our land drop next turn. Because one of the ways you definitely can fall behind against an aggressive deck is, yeah, we're just gonna pitch this. It's just like not hitting your land drops. True for any deck, honestly, but as the control in the matchup, you don't want them to have access to more mana than you do over the course of the game. Let me just have like a 4/4 Jukai Preserver. Unstoppable Ogre. All right. Ooh, it's not a bad one. I was gonna say we're short an artifact, but not anymore. So let's pitch Moon Circuit Hacker here, and we're gonna go doop and yoop, and yeah. Could have also just searched like Companions, right? The problem with that is that they just go Rabbit Battery equipped to the Unstoppable Ogre. We could chump. This is true. With the 1/1 non-artifact, and then Kami next turn. But I also think I just want to use all my mana this turn if we can. And the thing is, with this play, we can just go, you know, Hacker block this, and we're perfectly fine with that. Tempered in Solitude, interesting. Okay. This game might come down to slightly more of a grind. find a 5-drop off their tempered. Yep, we're just gonna block. It's totally fine. Actually, why don't we just don't? Yeah, you know what? Take it. That's fine. We're gonna get in a loot with this, potentially. Yeah. And now this is the point where we should shift to... We were definitely the beatdown to... Well, you know what? We're definitely the offense, and they know that, and I guess they just got frustrated because maybe they couldn't handle that. So, all right, we'll take that. We'll take that. All right, round 6 here. Currently 5-0. I don't know if we can get the perfect run. Well, this hand's pretty good. Disruptor into hacker. Into hacker. Let's see. Okay, ninjas. Ninja mirror. Hopefully they don't play a Inkrise of their own. It'd be pretty annoying. They play a Lord. Reasonable. Reasonable. Okay, so yeah, let's get the hacker into play. And we also can get the kunai down, which is nice to kill the silver fur here. Bam. Take that action. Draw another Moon Circuit hacker. Just fine. Hopefully they're slightly action light. Would be nice. I can imagine them ninjaing something in here. Just to pick this up, protect you from the kunai potentially. Ooh, biting hand, yeah. Wonder what you take here. Jinji is obviously the most immediately scary one. But we also can't cast it. Or I suppose I should say not immediately scary. Can't cast it currently, but I think they're probably, you know, depending on the texture of their hand, they might just be right to do that. All right, we hit a land drop, which is really nice. I think I'm just going to kill this. It's just a 3-3, I suppose, but if they get to pick it up again, which they can with the ninja, it does get really, really pretty brutal. So we're just going to go for it. Also means that they can't play the kunai for our attack step next turn. And we're just going to keep on going on. Oh, you know what? I should have played the Disruptor. I was actually thinking I didn't want to play the Disruptor this turn because I could get a loot. But if I played Disruptor this turn, I'd be able to draw a real card off this. So that was a misstep on my part. Ooh, okay. Wow, we might be able to get the thing that our opponent was trying to get us with last time, eh? The block and then we completion the other one. They must know something's up, though, right? They won't fall for this trick. Oh, I mean, they're trying to play around suit up. It doesn't really work. So it's not a full blowout, or yeah, that's fine. They still have the tap thing, so if they can pick it up somehow, whatever. But effectively, they lost both their lords, right? Ah, there we go. Yep. Still fine though. Like they had to do that. You know, they had to use their specialist to buy back. They're up on a card, right? So it's definitely something I would prefer not to happen, I suppose. But all right, so let's just go Infiltrator and I think Disruptor, so we can just have double flyer next turn to get our ninjas in. Yep, attack for as a 3/3. Kind of interesting, actually. If they attack as a 3/3, then we do get both hackers in, which is really good at this point in the game because they are, you know, it's kind of a resource battle right now. Yeah, and they're not in for that. Ooh, nice. I am in for that. So they're going to kill one of these, I imagine. Probably the Network Disruptor because I can pump this one. Oh, they don't? Okay. Well, this is actually going to work out extremely well for us because the thing that's going to happen is they're going to kill this hacker and we get to hacker in response. I imagine that was what they're going to do. No, they just let it go through. They don't want to get blown out, which makes a lot of sense. Take an action. Draw a card. All right. We're pretty far away from soul transferring. Oh, that's not true. I literally have an artifact in my hand. The problem with doing that now, though, of course, is that they'll be able to kill our hacker or our disruptor. Oh, it's as you cast, though, so that's not even true. They could do it in response to this trigger. And we're going to incentivize them not to do that. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter. By tapping on this. Because if we tapped on this, it might incentivize them to... activate, you know? All right. Another hacker here. Might have been better to get the infiltrator there, actually. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a misstep again. Alright, Disruptor. Sure. So they're probably just going to be on blocks here, but that doesn't line up well against our Silver Fur, unbeknownst to them, right? Ooh, also against a Suit Up. Yeah, now we just got good attacks. Get in. Yep. Suit it up. Suit up. The power of Suit Up, baby. I'm talking about this card. Yeah, I think in many of the drafts I've posted on this channel already, I've been talking about the card a lot. And, yeah, it's been good. It's been real good. Alright, they got nothing. Ooh. Yup. Ooh, Suit Up of their own? Alright, alright. They got us. We still take a chunk of damage, though. We pick up our Disruptor here. And we're just going to jam the... I guess I would like to draw a card. Ooh. Which one of those? Like that. And... There they go. I'm very happy at this point, by the way. Remember, there was that pick where I was like, oh, should I take... There was another card I could have taken over Silver Fur Master, and I chose to take something else. Obviously very happy with the Silver Fur in this deck. Alright, and like I was saying about his Restoration Specialist, often not super impactful. Alright, and we got there. Alright, let's see if we get that perfect run. We're 6-0 going into this last round here. And our opening hand is, yeah, pretty good. Little land light, but whatever. You do, whenever, you know, I sometimes on stream, I keep, you know, hands that look a little bit suspect. Yeah, they're like, it needs a few things to get going. I would say, you know, you do draw cards over the course of a game of Magic. Your opening hand is not all the cards you have to work with. In fact, you draw one a turn at least. So, you know, as long as we've got some time to work with, this hand's going to be great. All right, they exploit. Rightly so, rightly so. Okay, let's cast the Hacker. And let's see if we can get in. Suit Up's nice too. Ooh, we just had the early interaction. All right, well, that's fine. Teachings. Ooh, man. All right, yeah, their hand is nice. And their mills are nice too. Jeez. Okay, so we cast this. This card's a beating, by the way, if you haven't faced it before on turn 2. It's just like, it's basically 2 mana for 2 2/2s over the course of a few turns, and then the second 2/2 just like completely snowballs. All right, that's fine. Yeah, Papercraft, sure. So hopefully draw land here, so that we can complete this thing. And even if we don't, we can Assassin's Ink. So that's reason not to trade off here. We'll just take 2. All right, whatever they just want to fade it. That's okay too. Land. Not quite. But it is a blocker for this. So again, this can't snowball. Or I should say is less likely to snowball. You never know what's going to happen. Tails. All right, yeah. So now we just let this happen. We take the points so that we can Assassin's Ink this next turn. I think it's just too bad to let that happen. To let this snowball. And we also got a loot here, so that's pretty nice. Yep, no blocks. Hit us, we got 11. Okay, so we go kill ya. They're going to get in for 3, and we do want to be able to find a land here to be able to kill this Tails when it comes down, or when it flips. Or we just cast our Jinji, that would be nice too. Hit us for another 3. Hopefully they're out of action. Sort of. Yep. Oh my god! That's not out of action. What's happening? Okay, so now we get hit for 5. Yeah, okay. I think our perfect run was destroyed here. By a sicko curve. Alright, let's see. Is there any way out of this? We can play this. And then what happens is we would trumpet this trade with a 3/3. that doesn't seem very good. We can just completion the Avenger and chump. And then we go to 5, and then we can trade if they have nothing. All right. I mean, I think that's the play. We get to draw land, of course, but and they have to be light on action as well. Jump. Yep. And we hope the Genji can trade with the 5/5. Okay. Yeah. This. All right. Fair enough. In the game I was talking about, you know, you do get to draw cards over the course of the game. Our mana was a problem, so poetic justice, you know. All right, let's try this again. Try to get that trophy. Okay, okay. Good hand. Keep it. With similar starts. So I think because of that, with us being on the draw, it's pretty interesting, right? Because we could just let this disruptor in when they attack, if and when they attack. Okay, well, we're going to let the disruptor in now. I was going to say, there's a chance that we just block, and I think I probably would with this hand. So they can't ninja something in on 2. No, they have the they have the thought, do I even want to attack here? Let them ninja something in, right? It's really interesting. The dynamics at play. Yep, we let that in. We have to. We draw. Okay, Akune's pretty good, actually. Yeah, because that gets to... We're going to get our hacker in here. Draw a card. Yes, please. And... do we play the disruptor or do we play the kunai? I guess the disruptor so they don't know the kunai is coming. The alternative is if we play the kunai, we could also play Inkrise Infiltrator. But Inkrise Infiltrator doesn't do all that much on this board, so let's do that. Yeah, scary, scary start. Also the chance that next turn we do want to take a little bit of a gamble and just suit up on blocks here. I can see us wanting to do that. Alright, looks like they're going for some sort of ninja. Nope. Take it back. They weren't. Ooh, our dragon once again. Alright, so let's just chill. I'm just not going to attack. I'm going to see if they will attack into our disruptor. I don't think a loot is worth letting them get in 2 points here, essentially. Yeah, I'll see if they bite. Looks like they might have something, but we'll take this risk. Suit up of their own. All right, we get wrecked here because it's there's +1/+1, but that suit up was gonna probably get us at some point too. Anyways, and we get to go to kunai. Then playing Tranquil Cove kind of makes me think they have like Tameshi, and I would love to save this removal spell for Tameshi. But the problem is we've just got like bigger problems, or at least more immediate problems on our hands right now, you know? Like that's whenever I see white source in a blue-black deck, that's always what I think of. Four cards in hand. Right. Shrine Steward. Fair, fair. What do you get? Removal spell, potentially? Can see that. If they do get removal spell, I'm pretty happy to still run this out. Yeah, Twist Embrace. Cool, cool. Alright, let's get in. Yep, they block. Could also just go Infiltrator. Maybe they kill the Infiltrator. Or the Hacker. Hacker would make sense. Yeah, they like put this on here, kill the Hacker so they can get in here. That's a play that makes sense. And then we can let the Genji do its thing. There's the Tameshi. Like I was saying. Alright, that's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. The thing about Tameshi is it doesn't even need to untap to do its thing, right? Like, it just comes down. It's going to bring back nothing currently, but they get to bring back Shrine Steward. I mean, they could bring back Network Disruptor, right? Like, we make a block. Network Disruptor does its thing. If we reanimate the Shrine Steward, do we actually have anything to get? We have Tamiya's completion. Okay, so that's a line. Certainly a line. Yeah, we just jam this. Otherwise, they just bring back the Network Disruptor. This is a menace creature. If they want to attack. Or sorry, if they want to cast this on that, it's fine. We can get to completion. Exploit, sure. It's not super impactful. Okay, they're out of spells. After this, hopefully. Hopefully this last card doesn't do too much. Oh, they put it on their Tameshi, too. That's a little surprising. I guess the thought is... No, I don't know. I was going to say the thought is that if I kill this, that goes in their grave, but... That's not a huge thing, because it's not like they'll have the Tameshi around to rebuy the Twisted Embrace. Alright, so now we're, like, actually ahead. Because then we get to... I mean, as long as they don't have, like, a counterspell here. Modern Range is pretty sweet, too. Let's play around Crab. I think it's something I would very much like to do. Alright, yeah, let's... I like our chances. I'll say that. I like our chances. That's a nice one, too. It's a nice one, too. So let's... Modern Rage. Get going. Eludin. Soul Transfer is better than Assassin's Ink, even though they're both pretty good. This gets us back our Junji. Oh, okay. Okay. We got a game on our hands. We got a game. Yep. Okay. So... We still just get in. Don't wanna be ninjing that one. That's for sure. Oh, I could have. Nah, I'm stupid. My bad. I could have cast Silver for an attack for one. So we missed out on a point here. All right, we're gonna save this for our whatever they unload here. Modern Age. Maybe they drill out lands. If we draw a land, we can go. Well, it has to be a swamp, but maybe we can go Soul Transfer Junji. The fact that they like slammed this Modern Age kind of implies to me that they drew a lot of lands that from the Behold. Yeah. Oh, they had crap. I wonder if they just no. We know they didn't. They just drew this. I was gonna say. Okay. Yeah. This is fine. Or I should say we know they did just draw that. Okay. So we go. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have played my land. I was thinking for a second that we could get back Junji, but of course that's not true, and play it the same turn. And if that's not true, I don't have a use for that land, and the Moon Circuit Hacker would have been useful. All right, we still do it. No reason not to, unless we're close to decking. I guess Junji is probably the best card in our deck. Okay, it's not gonna be... It's gonna be close, right? It's not just clearly we're super ahead in this game. Although if they want to play something, the vision gets smaller. They've gone through a lot of lands. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 11 lands. 6 in 17 and 3 here somewhere. Goshintai, okay. Doesn't kill anything unless they kill our Silver Fur. That'd be a pretty big beat, right? They go like kill our Silver Fur and then Goshintai kill the hacker. That's a concede potentially. Is that a? I think that's a concede. I want to say. I don't know. All right, let's Let's get in here. Maybe they thought they could return it with Tameshi. I don't know. I could have played the Silver Fur for lethal. Okay. Okay. Maybe that would have been better. I was thinking with mana up, I'm pretty far ahead anyways. Don't need to react first, but that might have been the play. Might have been the move. Might have been the move. All right. Yep. We pull it out. All right. Well, Ninjas gets there once again, and I hope for the next draft video I get to draft something else that isn't Ninjas to get a little more diverse content. But thank you everybody for hanging out. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a comment down below. And I have a bunch of links, by the way, in the links down below to the podcast, which I do, Limited Level Ups. If you are not a current listener, I have a Patreon there if you'd like to support me, and links to my stream as well. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.